Hey, it's Willie Crawford here. And I've been doing a little thinking lately about the fact that we know are down to only 4.5 months left to go in 2018. So the question I ask myself and encourage my clients to ask themselves, and will encourage you to ask yourself is, are you on track to reach your goals? And if not, what do you need to do to get back on track? And one of the things I want to focus you on is the 80/20 rule, which basically says that we get 80% of our results from 20% of the things that we do. And so you need to ask yourself, what 20% of things am I doing every day that gives me that 80%? And how do I get rid of the other things that aren't productive in my business, particularly my business life? And you need to stop doing those things. You either need to uh, outsource them and task them to other people, or you need to just maybe eliminate them altogether. So that's something to think about. Actually, the 80/20 rule can be amped up a bit by looking at out of that 20% of things that you do to give you 80% of the results, what 20% of that 20% gives you the results. So now you look at maybe 5% of all the things that you do in your business life every day, and those are the things that give you the highest return on your time, highest ROI. So if you look at those things, you those are the things you should be focusing on. If you do nothing but those things, and then eliminate everything else from your business life, either outsource it or just get rid of it. Uh, you'll run circles around your competitors, and you'll become extremely profitable in your business. It's not easy to do those things. Take for example, many of us spend hours, countless hours, on social media, and I'm included in that too. Um, and we tell ourselves we're working sometimes. The fact is, I am working. What I do is I've noticed that people respond to me much quicker when I send them a private message via Facebook than they do email. And part of that is that email is not as reliable as it used to be. There's so many filters out these days, and so Facebook, the message is going to sit there in the inbox until they respond to it, if they see it again. Actually, I find text messaging my single most effective tool, and I do use it quite a bit. I have over 3,000 contacts in my cell phone, my iPhone, and these are people I met at seminars and conferences. They're former students or clients or people I meet at Chamber of Commerce meetings, BNI meetings, um, Kiwanis Club meetings, things like that. And so, uh, I do know what the 20% of my, what the 5% of my time is most productive. And so I focus on those things. But Facebook is a very powerful tool. It's just you have to make sure you're using it in the right way. In fact, let me show you if I can find this picture here. There we go. This is a course I took about a month and a half ago. Uh, this guy was making about $500 a day, $15,000 a month, uh, sometimes. Spending an hour or two a day posting to social media, basically. And he was posting to mainly his Facebook pages. And you can do Facebook pages or groups. I have probably 20 groups now, and there's reasons I have a lot of groups, and I have probably about 20 pages too. And I post to all of those regularly, but I don't spend countless hours doing it. After I went through this guy's course, he pointed me to a piece of software uh, uh, that lets me uh, pre-schedule up to 100 posts. So it's very, very powerful software, and it's very inexpensive. Well, it's a monthly uh, fee for the software, but it's very inexpensive. But what I'm going to recommend to you is that if you spend a lot of time on Facebook, that you go to this course. If you're making more than $500 a day, uh, doing what you're doing now, then you probably don't need the course. I went through it. I added that to my daily routine, and I'm getting ready to retire in about a year, semi-retire. I won't work more than 1 or 2 hours a day, and so and I'll spend time visiting friends and relatives. I'll spend time on cruises and just taking it easy. One time with my grandkids, going out deep sea fishing with friends, and so I don't want to spend a lot of time on social media, but when I do, it'll be both fun and profitable. And what I learned in this course is what enables me to do that. So I'm going to post a link actually below the video for you to check out this course. I highly recommend it. It's very inexpensive. I went through the whole thing in a day. Many people would purchase something like this and they would go through the first lesson or two and then they'd get sidetracked. I don't do that. I sit down, I turn off all distractions, including my cell phone and social media, and then I focus, get very focused on what I'm doing. And so I'll go through an entire training like this one in a couple hours. And then if I didn't grasp something, I'll go back through it again, maybe the next day. And at that time, I implement. I write right into my schedule what I'm going to do when, and so I don't waste my time. I don't buy things that I don't use. Basically, a lot of people do. So get this course, go completely through it, and it's very newbie friendly. You don't need a product or a website or an email list because we're talking about using social media and a captive audience. So it's extremely powerful and easy, very easy. This guy at a full time job, when he figured out this system he uses, he quit his full time job because he was making more money working just a couple of hours a day at most, 1 or 2 hours a day. He's making more money than he was making at his full time job. No commute. I don't have a commute. I retired from the military in 2003. I started an internet business in 1996, and so it was already very successful. I decided just to make that my full time business. So my commute is about 5 seconds from my bedroom to my office in my house, and that's my commute. Whereas I know people who go spend 2 hours a day, taking a train or something or driving to get to work. That's insane. Yeah, I spend about 5 seconds. So anyway, check this out, and if you have any questions, just reach out to me and let me know, and I'll get back to you. I'm very responsive. I'm easy to reach and all that. So again, this is Willie. Thanks for listening.